Yeah, Councillor Ngumalo, you are not recognized.
How, Speaker? But
No, you must behave. You must behave.
no.
Councillor Nkosi.
Ngisaba yini wena?
Councillors, let's maintain order and proceed.
Speaker?
Can I?
Speaker?
Yeah, maybe before you proceed, Councillor Nkosi, before you proceed, let me address you, councillors. Order, please. Let me address you, councillors. Order, please. The request for a legal opinion is being made through the Speaker of Council. Is the discretion of the chair of the meeting whether we need such guidance or opinions. Is not automatically there to you because you are requesting a legal opinion, is automatically there to receive such. Legal opinion is being requested by the Speaker. But if I feel this on this matter, there's no need for any legal opinion or guidance. Hence, I decide that this question have to be responded to. Can we please allow Councillor Nkosi to respond? Let's not waste time discussing the decision. Thank you. Because you're wasting your own time. You're going to finish late. Unfortunately, the IFP bench, all of them, they're leaving at 2. You will remain here when they're out at 2. Let's not waste time because we are leaving all of you at 2 o'clock. But other members will be here with us till 8 in the evening while we are discussing something that I've said already is insignificant. Let's not waste time. Councillor Nkosi, please respond.
Yeah. Once the contract is awarded, only then timelines will be established. Then answer to...
Somlo.
Councillor Gwala.
Noma ke njenge IFP singazi ukuthi ibizwa ngani lento yenzayo. Kodwa as IFP sicela ilegal opinion ngoba lento akuyona yakwanyawosi futhi akuyona yakwamapeni. Kodwa sifisa ukuyiunderstand ukuze singene kahle ngoba sizoboshwa la. Umkhandlu uhlezi uboshwa ngalabo budedengu obenziwayo. Siyazama ukuthi lento ibuke iphutha ilakho. Kulungile ke.
Councillor Gwala
vela kumuntu.
Councillor
Legal opinion. So far, vote for no confidence.
What we are saying is not the point of order. You are engaging the ruling of the Speaker. I'm repeating again. Order, Councillor Gwala. You don't engage, debate the ruling of the Speaker. I'm reminding you what is contained in the rule. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Councillor Nkosi, please respond to the questions. Let's not disturb councillors.
Question 3. Pumps to tower work on auto depending on level. If a reservoir level is low, pumps cannot operate as a safety feature. The pumps are not shut off during holidays. An investigation will be undertaken to establish if indeed pumps are switched off during holidays, which is unlikely, highly unlikely to have that. Thank you, Samlo.
Thank you, Councillor Nkosi. Page 6. Page 6.
Speaker. Ngiyabingelela Speaker, ngibingelele Mayor, City Manager nama officials, amakhosi asendlunkulu, ama colleagues, community at large. Number 1, there is no dedicated budget for Ushaka Beach. The budget for Central Beach falls under a single vote number with a budgeted amount of 1.7 million allocated for maintenance. Ushaka Marine, question 2. Ushaka Marine, Ushaka Beach was originally intended to be a pilot beach which is why there is no permanent structure. Staff are allocated to go to use the Eddington temporarily. Consequently, no dedication funds was allocated for staff at Ushaga Beach. The whole coastal region is named by 122 lifeguards and 16 senior lifeguards, and there are 15 vacant positions. 3 line management audits are conducted at least every 4 months for each busy holiday session. 4, yes, there are outstanding requisition for repairs and maintenance and procurement of new equipment. The delay, SCM has implemented changes in supply self-service, SSS quotations. Beach equipment repairs are estimated to be above 30,000 for boats. The section is working on the new SCM document to be able to publish the service accordingly to the new mandate. New orders will be created by 30 October 2025. 5, additional budget is required or budget reprioritization. 6, Central Beach includes Ushaga Beach have 4, Jack Sky 10, Malibu boats 10 rescue skill and 2 quadrille bikers. Most of the equipment is in a poor condition due to prolonged exposure to the sea and various weather conditions. 7, the supplier of the uniform was procured through SCM and was awarded a contract. However, due to the limited budget, we are unable to purchase full uniform. We are managed to buy basic uniform, e.g. t-shirts and others. Eight, Ushaga Park Home is still a temporary facility and it is situated below prominent level. Toilets and change rooms cannot be installed as a sewage cannot be pumped up to the prominent level. Therefore, an arrangement was made with Ushaga Marine to accommodate patrons while our staff or our internal staff cannot continue to use the ablution facilities at Eddington Beach. Yabo.
Thank you very much, Councillor Sukabas.
Cherry pickers is outsourced to city fleets. We are subjected to the timelines in respect of repairs. They, however, but it's cut 1 to cut 8 by cut 1, 6 October to 7 November, cut 2, 10 November to December 12, cut 3, 15 December to 17 January, cut 4, 19 January to 20 February, cut 5, 23 February to 27 March, cut 6, 30 March to 30 April, cut 7, 4 May to 29 May, cut 8, 1 June to 19 June. 7, the grass cutting implementation is managed and monitored by contract officers across their division. Further, and above this, the management of parks and leisure hold regular meetings to monitor operations across the divisions, including veg grass cutting. Number 8, non-cutting. By and large, the grass cutting schedule is followed. However, at times, these operations are disturbed by adverse weather, public protest, and industrial action. In this instance, loss of time is managed up through extended hours of work, and operational continues through the weekends and to do the catch-up.
Baleliwe.
Ukuze angisafundi vele. Uphilamba.
Awusawufuna umsebenzi?
Where we are now? Page 9, okay. The answer number 9, the 3 complaints are received on daily basis.
Responses?
The road closure agreement and constant overflow. The road closure agreement and constant overflow. Question 3. Normal compliance status is a minimum of 4 inspections per year, that is quarterly. If non-compliant, poor hygiene, leaking registration, repeat transgressions, we upgrade to monthly inspection until compliance is established and maintained. These inspections should cover structural hygiene, food bungling practices, waste management, including fats or oil, if applicable. Evidence of blockage, overflow, or grease discharge during inspections, if non-compliance is found, that is fat dumping, missing traps, the inspection frequently moves to monthly, and notices are issued requiring immediate remedial actions. Records of inspections, date findings, corrections, and actions follow-up maintained by EHS. Follow-up inspections after notice are scheduled promptly within 1 to 2 weeks for serious findings, and then monthly if the business remains non-compliant. Answer for question 3 as per the above 3. Question 5, that was answer for question 4. Question 5, when EHS identify non-compliance during inspection, a written notice must be issued specifying the nature of non-compliance. The notice set a time frame for remedial actions depending on a severity. A copy of notice is kept on file. The business must acknowledge receipt. A follow-up inspection is scheduled to verify compliance. Failure to comply escalations to non-legal actions. Notice may include the requirements for installation of equipment, grease traps, fat interceptions, if relevant to the business, or proper disposal of facts, all if the business bungles such. The notice serves as part of the enforcement claim, leading potential to closure, issuing Section 56 or legal proceedings. Business licenses, applications, and EHS input for new food preparations, premises applying for business license on Margaret Mcambi Road. Views the proposed premises, location, equipment, layout, waste disposal arrangement, grease or fat management. If met, EHS may recommend a refusal. Misuse and abuse is making winching difficult to execute faster pace of distillation. The last one, question 8, daily staff operations are conducted and servicing of pump stations is ongoing as required. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor Nkosi. All questions now have been responded to. We are now on page 11. I will invite His Worship the Mayor to table the first report of the Executive Committee. Your Worship.
Honorable Speaker, Chief Whip, members of the Executive, colleagues, Amakosi, present, and all Amakosis, the City Manager, and all the Senior Executive. Thank you very much, and greetings to all of you watching the proceedings of this council. It's my pleasure and honor indeed to table the first report of the Executive Committee. It is so tabled, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Worship. City Manager, may you please present the item?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Item 1 is the response of Governance and Human Resources Committee from their meeting, which was held on the 2nd of the 10th, 2025. Item 1.1, naming of streets in Ward 102, covering Parkgate voting district. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much, City Manager. There are two speakers on this item. The first speaker is Councillor McPherson. The second speaker is Councillor Kuzwayo. In that order, Councillor McPherson.
Excuse me. Thank you, Speaker. Before I get into the meat of it, the first name is meant to be Paw, not Pow. Just if that can just be corrected, I just want that to be noted. But let me get into how important this matter is, and I don't want really to go past without making reference specifically to the process. In 2021, when we won this Ward 102 from the ANC, we set about rebuilding, and I use the word rebuilding relationships that have been broken and in many instances subversed. As the DA leadership of Ward 102, myself that is, and my team, we began to work hard at identifying important service delivery issues. And I highlight the word important. And one of those areas in particular, Speaker, was a forgotten area called Parkgate RDP, built approximately 35 years ago. And during my visit and walkabout, meeting ordinary residents, community leaders, was brought to my attention that there were no street names. I found it difficult to believe, to start with, that 30 years after development and RDP development put in place, there were no street names. And I thought to myself, well, where's the dignity? You get a house, and the reason that they brought it to my attention was that in an emergency, it was difficult to give a direction. This was pre-Google Maps, of course, of how the police should get there, how an ambulance should get there, how the fire services would get there. So we identified that as one of the most pressing service delivery issues, and I set about making it my task to complete that before the end of term. I engaged the municipal officials who I would like to congratulate, or to say unbelievable team that we have. And we wanted to make sure that we went about the process of gathering street names correct right from the beginning, simply because of the potential divisiveness of it. And I included the relevant political parties. As Speaker, I just want to make that clear. The relevant political parties who are here right now and know exactly what I'm referring to make sure that we had a smooth process, including my wonderful ward committee. And here we are, 3 or 4 years down the line, Speaker, being able to present this wonderful set of names, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 53 or 54 names which we seek approval for. But I want to say this, Speaker, and to my friends, that I think what we demonstrated here as the Democratic Alliance is that when you depoliticize a process, which is exactly what we did, when you depoliticize a process, you bring in other political leaders and the community, the forgotten community, we can get things done. And here we are, and I'm proudly asking that the 53 names in front of us be approved by this council. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillor Kuzwayo.
Ngicela ungivikele Speaker, ngiya-intimidate la ngemumva. No, asiqale ngokuthi ke esecikozile ukhansela la echaza ukuthi lento enzeka kanjani. Ngiyakubingelela Speaker, ngibingelela umhlangano wakho. The councillor pointed out that for over so many years there was no work that was being done in that particular ward. Only when the DA took over the ward, then there's some movement. Now, I'm just asking myself whether there was no DA PR councillor over all these years. Having said that, Honorable Speaker, siyababongela ke abantu base Parkgate ukuthi bakwazile ukuqamba le migwaqo ebizwa ngeinamba njengoba ke nazo ukuthi makwenziwe i-development imigwaqo iyayifakelwe inamba ukuze kube khona i-order ingavele nje ibizwe ngenamba eyodwa yonke kusuke kwenzela kona ukuthi kube lula ukuthi umgwaqo bani bese ke abantu basekuhlaleni ke bezoba involved kwi-process yokukhetha ukuthi akube imaphi amagama azosetshenziswa. Ukusijabulisa kakhulu ngalamagama ukuthi amagama akhuluma nge-indigenous knowledge yethu lapha e-Africa, njengoba wazi ukuthi singabantu abamnyama ikakhulukazi sisebenzisa amakhambi esintu uma kumele sizelaphe. Bazokwazi nje abantu abaningi ukuthi uma uphethwe umkhuhlane uthatha umsuzwane uqume ngawo uzobe usuyasizakala ngokukhulu ukusheshsha. Maningi ke amanye abhaliwe lapha namakhambi nezinye nje ihlahla kodwa ezibalekile zine historical importance to abantu abalapha eSouth Africa. So ke siyaqhuquzela kakhulu ukuthi uma yenziwa le process impela siyilekelele kanjalo ngokuthi si attend lama meeting asuke biziwe emphakathini ifike lapha kuthina nje sikwazi ukuthi umphakathi uparticipate ngokugcwele wakwazi ukuthi ube ingcenye yalokho. Ngifisa nje speak ukuthi ngivale ngalokho. While it may be true that when the DA won the ward in 2021 elections, they then identified certain things. But the councillor should have also pointed out that development that is there, that was identified by the ANC, which was leading the ward previously. Because it's not a reality that there was no work that was being done. There is major development that has been done in that ward since the ANC was leading it. And I want to believe that if the ANC were to be given an opportunity, there'll be even more work to be done sekuphawula nabantu abangenawo ngamawadi angazi bangenaphi ke la ngoba uma ungenawo wadi nje ungangeni le ndaba sikhulumi nawe la asidlali la. Honorable Speaker, siyabonga siyisupport item njenge-ANC.
Yeah.
Nalawo
Thank you
magama
very
bafake
much,
emgwaqweni.
Councillor Kuzwayo. Councillors, the recommendations are great. Item number, next item, City Manager.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Item 1.2, establishment of the KwaZulu-Natal Speakers Forum and request for the eThekwini municipality to become a member of the forum. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much. Two speakers, Councillor M.S. Kuala and Councillor N. Kuzwayo. Councillor Kuala.
Sibonga somlomo. Noma ke le item ifika kabi sekungathenjwe. Kodwa ke njenge-IFP siyafisa ukuveza ukuthi siyayisupporta le item and we fully support ukuthi kube khona into kanje uma u chapter 3 of the constitution yase South Africa ustapulator. Kodwa lezi zinto ke zibalekile somlomo ukuthi sizazi ukuthi uma sila sisuke singayimele thina. Leli gama lokuthi mina lifike libe inkinga ngoba uma sikhuluma ngo-government njengoba uyibona i-IFP existed even today ingoba istikhe kulento yomthetho ngoba i-country is governed by umthetho. So at some point if you suppress umthetho ukuthi udlala indawo somewhere somehow i-leadership yakho iba questionable. Yikho kuyayibona abanomzane bethi seberetire uzwe sebebizwa kuma
Siyafisa ukuthi sincome lo msebenzi omuhle kangaka owenziwa usomlomo wethu lapha KwaZulu-Natal usomlomo uNontembeko Boys ukuthi akhe le forum yo speaker babo bonke omasipala abakhona lapha kwiprovince yethu yaKwaZulu-Natal abazobe sebekwazi ukuthi mabehlangene behlanganisa amakhanda belekelelana ukwenza umsebenzi ukuthi ube ngcono. Chapter 3 we constitution yethu okhuluma nge-cooperative government lapha ya ku section 41 and subsection H particularly H and Roman figure 3 Roman figure 2 and 3 uthi of course ke phezulu kuthiwa all spheres of government and organs of state and all organs of state within each sphere must basically lapha ngezansi kuthiwe cooperate with one another in mutual trust and good faith by the lama Roman figures bengikhuluma ngawo athi by assisting and supporting one another and informing one another of and consulting with one another on matters of common interest. And Roman figure 4 is coordinating their actions and legislation with one another. So leonto iyasilekelela because it's a sign that we are responding to what the imperative of the constitution are saying, and kuyajabulisa ukuthi lapha KwaZulu-Natal leyo platform usesilekelelile umama uNontembeko Boys ukuthi iphumelele. Siyafisa ke speak ukuthi sikufisela okuhle uSouth representer. We know you'll represent us very very well. And your work is going to shine, and you'll also be able to empower abanye omasipala ukuthi nabo benze kahle njengathi njengoba kade nje uthula nje indondo lana esiyitholile. So uzobachazela sifike kanjani lapho, but also it's an opportunity for us to also learn on what not to do and the best practices. Siyabonga kakhulu ke speaker, sikufisela okuhle and siyayisupport le item njenge-African National Congress.
Thank you very much, councillors. The recommendation are great. Next item, City Manager.
Item 1.3, Honorable Speaker, is the naming of street in Ward 110 covering brickworks development. Committee recommends.
There are no speakers on this item. Recommendations are on page 17. They're all noted, councillors. Next
Item 1.4, contract amendment in terms of section 1163 of the Local Government Municipal Finance Management Act number 56 of 2003 for the lease of premises Kwamnyandu Shopping Center located on number 341 Griffiths Mklenge Highway, Umlazi. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much, Sompisi. Two speakers, Councillor Chazela and Councillor Kuzwayo.
Ngiyabingelela Speaker ne council iyonke. Cha sifisa CIFP ukuyithokozela kakhulu le item yok amenda le contract elapha ku mall kwi shopping center eMangosuthu Highway. So sifisa ukuyithokozela kakhulu inhle kodwa sibuka Speaker i-term yama council akhona manje isiyophela. Unfortunately kunama councilor akhona ngakulezi indawo eziseduze nale shopping center still abanganawo ama offices. Mhlambe bengalunga ngelinye ilanga ukuthi sibukele eduzane ukuthi izinto ezinhle kanje ezenziwa umasipala kodwa ziphinde zisilekelele kakhulu ngokuzayo. Ngiyabonga.
Councillor Kuzwayo.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Kusizile ukuthi ngathi ngikhaviwe uCouncillor Gwala bengiqinisele ukuthi ingozi lento. Lapha ya koMnyandu Shopping Center ku Griffiths Mklenge Highway. Si extender sizonotha i-extension ye-contract that is existing for the next 3 years. Whilst umasipala usabheka indawo yokuthi kwakhiwe into epermanent. Siyabonga kakhulu ukuthi i-department ifike ngesikhathi na kithina ingasitathazelisi la isithi hayi contract siphelelwe isikhathi igcine sekwenzeka irregular expenditure because asifisi ukuthi abantu basemlazi abasebenzisa lama facilities begcine beyithola besenkingeni yokuthi indawo seyivaliwe because umasipala usenayo inkontraka. So ke njenge African National Congress siyayisupporta le item. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillors, the recommendation is noted.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Item number 1.5. It is the report on municipal delimitation of wards within the eThekwini municipality. Final public consultation process. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much. I've got a list of few speakers. First speakers are from the Democratic Alliance, Councillor Pulan and Councillor Kavenda, followed by Councillor S. Zuma, Action SA. Then last speaker will be from the ANC, Councillor Kuzwayo. In that order, Councillor Pulan.
Mr. Speaker, the DLC also submitted a name.
Okay.
No, you're not
okay,
important. You're not important.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Pillay. The team will verify that, then inform me after checking that, Councillor Pillay.
Go say the speech on Facebook.
Councillor Pulan.
Thank you. Honourable Speaker, honourable colleagues, one of the regulations, one of the suggestions put forward when anyone's doing any delimitation of wards is that we don't split voting districts. The reason why they say that is because it causes hassles on voting day and obviously beforehand because people don't know which ward they're in. I do know of at least one suggestion sent through to the delimitation MDB, the Municipal Delimitation Board, where there are no split VDs. So they've received at least one. If there are more, can we ask the city to suggest to the MDB that they choose one of those? Because then we don't have any split voting districts. It avoids hassles on voting day, and I can give you an example which happened when I was at a voting station some years ago, where a husband and wife came in to vote. They live in the same flat, and the husband was allocated to one ward and the wife was allocated to another. And the husband blew a fuse. He said, "This is ridiculous. We actually sleep in the same bed, and now we're in different wards." So that can happen. So, as I say, there are examples of delimitation where no voting districts are split. Can we ask the city to say to the MDB, please choose one of those? Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Kavenda.
The husband slept in a couch.
Oh boy.
Speaker, I'm covered, thank you.
Order. Councillor Kavenda, you are the next speaker.
Covered, Speaker.
Oh, you're covered. Councillor Zuma, followed by Councillor Pillay. I can confirm your name is in the list. Councillor Zuma?
Thank you, Speaker. We welcome and support this item as it reflects an important effort to engage with our communities. Public participation is at the heart of good governance. However, we must make it clear that while we allow this or while we welcome this, we are concerned about the allocation of funds, particularly the 741,000 budgeted for catering. This is the highest amount allocated for this initiative, and it raises questions about our spending priorities. The emphasis should be on creating meaningful dialogue, ensuring that the necessary logistics arrangements, outreach material, and facilitation tools are placed in order to make this event effective. It is the catering cost that if the catering costs were reduced, this event could easily cost below 1 million rand, allowing us to save significant funds that could be redirected to initiatives that truly enhance participation and service delivery. Speaker, the communities do not attend these sessions for meals, but they attend these sessions in order to be heard and to see action. Let us make sure that this budget reflects our priorities correctly.
Ngesikhathi isikhathi sakho siphela bacishe microphone yami lapha. Now angisakwazi ukuthi your time expired before you conclude your debate. But thank you very much. Councillor Pillay, you are the next.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Speaker, order, Speaker.
Point of order?
Councillor Mnqango, Speaker.
Yes.
Speaker, our time should be having 2 minutes added, actually. So
No.
not 1 minute.
Okay. In terms of the procedure, we add more minutes if we have received a written email from the particular political party that is donating minutes. In this case, I haven't received any donation from any party, unfortunately. Councillor Pillay?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the DLC's concerns is on the number of wards that have been selected on the schedule. And we note that it is only 80 wards.
Order, Speaker.
Point of order?
Speaker, I'm informed that there was communication on this matter from the whip of the caucus. There was communication, but let's rectify for other items.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it means if there've been communication with my office, now, but that information is not with me now as I'm chairing the meeting. I have no reason not to give you minutes that are donated legally following our rules by a party that donated minutes to you. As I'm saying to you now, the reason why we never added any minute is because there are no records in front of me that confirm that.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Councillor Pillay?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I've noted that there are 31 wards that are not listed in the schedule for public consultation. And we note this with surprise that all of the Phoenix wards and Chatsworth wards and some other wards areas are excluded from the MDB public consultation. Mr. Speaker, it's really unfortunate and sad if this were to be the case. And the DLC calls upon the city manager to include these wards in the schedule because at the previous public consultation, many civic leaders, public activists were proactively involved in terms of the process. And now seems as if they have been marginalized in this final public participation process. Therefore, the DLC is requesting that the city manager look into it and include these wards. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Councillor Kuzwayo.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Shortly, I'll just say that, councillors, the process is not run by the municipality. It's done by the Municipal Demarcation Board, and you have to make submissions with your communities, not the municipality. So that is why we are providing this platform, so that you can have the last say in terms of this, because this is the final consultation that you need to participate in. So we encourage you to go and encourage your communities to participate fully, so that you get the outcome that you may be looking for, and to avoid the situation where the wife and the husband vote in different VDs. Yeah, and I agree with you, Councillor Pullen. This has happened before also in my ward, where half of the flat voted in another VD and the other half was supposed to also vote. So these things do happen, but we have to go and do our representations directly with the Municipal Demarcation Board. And to respond to Councillor Zuma, if you take this 741,000 and divide it by the 88 wards, just a simple mathematics, in mathlit, you'll realize that we'll probably be spending around 21 rand on each person, judging by the number of people who usually attend these kind of consultations. So really, it's not much. It's just a packet of fruits, if I were to imagine. So let's not really pay attention to such minute things. We have bigger problems to deal with. Councillor Pillay raised a point that we...
Order.
The point of order.
Sesiditekile si-IFP. Councillor Ukuzwayo is a demarcation board team. Ngoba ngimuzwe ethu uyaresponda sesiditekile. Or he is speaking on the item on behalf of the ANC caucus, or he is responding on behalf of the demarcation board. Sesiditekile.
I sit here as that
Kahle
elected...
kuzwayo ngithi la mophazamisekile ukukhuluma ulinda uspeaker abese qonisa umhlangano awuphenduli. Councillor Kwala, your point of order is overruled. Councillor Kuzwayo, proceed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Councillor Kuzwa sits here elected as Deputy Chairperson of Governance and Human Capital Cluster, which is the one who presented this report to this council.
Councillor Kuzwayo. Councillor Kuzwayo, we are out of order now.
Kick him out.
Now, you don't respond after a point of order has been raised and the ruling has been made in that point of order. Yours is to continue with your debate, not to respond to the point of order raised.
Kick him out.
Because the speaker has already made a ruling. Proceed.
No, Gabonga, Somlom. Lastly, Councillor Pillay, there are some wards which were not affected in terms of submissions made to the demarcation board. But this is not a cast in stone kind of a process. It's an open process, and every person who lives within eThekwini is invited to participate in these imbizos. So no one is barred from coming to these final consultation processes. As the African National Congress, we support the item. Thank you, Speaker.
Yeah, thank you. Councillors, recommendations are on page 19. 1.5.1 is for noting, 1.5.2 is for approval. Is 1.5.1 noted, councillors? 1.5.2 agreed? Thank you. Next item, City Manager.
Next item is item 2, Honorable Speaker. It's a report of Governance and Human Resources Committee from their meeting, which was held on the 16th of the 10th, 2025. Item 2.1, final IDP process plan for 2026-2027 financial year. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much, City Manager. Two speakers, Councillor Anipen From IFP, Councillor Kuzwayo from the ANC. In that order, Councillor Anipen.
Mr. Speaker, I've also submitted my name for this item as well.
You submitted your name?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's fine. Councillor Anipen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the IDP process plan defines the roadmap for development or developing, reviewing, and implementing our city's strategic priorities. It determines how we consult, plan, and how we deliver. Therefore, this debate must go beyond formality, and it must reaffirm our commitment to inclusive governance, improved service delivery, and active community participation. Mr. Speaker, the IFP at the outset will note or will agree with the report. However, Mr. Speaker, the IFP makes the following recommendations. Where public consultation and meetings are concerned, ward consultations and sectoral engagements come up, they must be accessible, well communicated, and inclusive. We must ensure that notices for these meetings are distributed widely and meetings are held at times when individuals, especially the working class, can attend. Mr. Speaker, the IFP also notes that in many of these instances, certain sectors are excluded and do not get an opportunity to fully participate in the program or in these meetings. And so we call on the city manager, the office of the city manager, as well as the budgetary office to ensure that they engage in every community with faith-based institutions, sporting federations, ratepayer institutions, and so forth, so that the consultation is broader, wider, and brings in a more inclusive discussion for this process. This is a democratic process and it is a democratic necessity. The IFP, with these remarks, will support these recommendations. I thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Pillay.
Mr. Speaker, my apologies. It's for another item. Thank you.
Yeah. Councillor Kuzwayo.
I'm covered by Councillor Pillay.
Councillors, the recommendation is on page 20 at the bottom. The recommendation agreed. Next item.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Next item is on page 21. It's item 2.2. It is the adoption of the revised eThekwini Municipality Regulatory Compliance Governance Policy and Regulatory Compliance Framework. Committee recommends.
Thank you, City Manager. Councillors, the recommendations are correct. Thank you. Next item.
Item 2.3 on page 22, it's the adoption of eThekwini Municipalities Development and Service Delivery Partnering Policy Framework. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much, councillors. I was just fixing a few things here. Councillor Pillay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The DLC welcomes the adoption of the eThekwini Municipality Partnering Policy Framework that literally formalizes the process for public-private partnerships in a way that is consistent with clear guidelines and processes on how to collaborate with external stakeholders, such as businesses, NGOs, sporting bodies, community, and other government bodies, to deliver faster and more sustainable public service. Mr. Speaker, PPPs allows the city to leverage public sector expertise, technology, and resources that will lead to faster project implementation. This policy seeks to also enhance collaboration and accountability in a transparent manner. PPPs have proven to attract investments, thus reducing pressure on our city's budget, thereby stretching our limited resources further in order to achieve more with less. Mr. Speaker, it is a proven record that PPPs have created throughout the world with great results for service delivery. It is a fact that PPPs are the answer for the city to ensure rapid service delivery.
Your time is up,
whilst not-
Councillor. Your time is up.
Thank you.
The team from the sound, can you make sure that my microphone is properly working? Because sometimes when I have to speak, my microphone is off. Can you please assist me? Councillor Kuzwayo.
Speaker, apologies. The numbering of these paragraphs is wrong. It's jumped from 2 point something to 5 point something now.
The numbering from page 22. Yeah, your microphone is off now. I can't hear you.
Sorry. On 20, it's 2.1. Then you turn over the page to 21, it's 5.2. And page 22 is 5.3. So we've lost a whole lot of numbers.
Okay,
Thanks.
okay. Yeah, thank you. I can see that we are correct. Secretariat, please correct that. Councillor Kuzwai?
Thank you very much. As Councillor Pillay has ably put it, the importance of having this framework in place cannot be over emphasized, Honorable Speaker. And I'm saying this because there is a saying that if you walk alone, you'll walk fast, but if you walk with others, then you'll walk further. Kuyiqiniso lokho ukuthi njengomasipala noma nohulumeni nje siyaye singabi nawo nje imali eyanele ukuthi singenza yonke into esifisayo. Kuyasilekelela kakhulu ukuthi sakhe lama partnership, because through this partnership then we are able to extend ourselves and reach out to many more people within the city, and also in terms of innovation, because we can never have enough expertise to be able to do everything. So we rely on private partners, we rely on other organs of state, we rely on other people who have more expertise than ourselves to support us and enhance the work that we are doing as the city of eThekwini. So we really are excited that we're now having this framework that we're going to be, that is going to be a guiding tool for us in these partnerships. And really it's work that we need to encourage city manager and his team to really nikufake kuthiwa isikhuthaza khaba ukuthi uchume lo msebenzi lona ngoba kuningi kakhulu esizokwazi sikwenzele abantu baseThekwini. Maningi ke amanye ama initiatives esike sabona siphumelela through wona njenge program nje le sibiza ngokuthi usihlanze imvelo, which is one of these one of the outcomes of our partnerships akanje. So kubalekile where you find ukuthi kune European Commission that is supporting the program. So kubalekile ukuthi sibe nohlaka ke esilo approve lokuthi lesto izokwenzeka kanjani. But konke lokho sikwenza nje because we are a caring government and we want to ensure that where we can't reach, there are others who can assist us to reach there. Njenge African National Congress ke siya support lo msebenzi. Honorable Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you very much, councillors. Recommendations are great. Thank you. Next item, City Manager.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Next item is item 2.3, adoption of the eThekwini Municipalities Development and Service Delivery Partnering Policy Framework. Committee recommends.
Item 2.3. Okay, thank you. Two speakers. Again, is Councillor Pillay and Councillor Kuzwai. Yeah.
Speakers, Pumagion.
No, so please, wrong. Item one ile numbering this we correct Councillor Pulan. The next item is
item 3. Item 3. Okay.
It's 3.
Honorable councillors and colleagues, please accept my apologies. The next item is on page 23, which is item 3 under direct exco reports, is the report of the Audit and Risk Committee for the fourth quarter ended 30th June 2025. Committee recommends.
Yeah. Apologies, councillors. The numbering is causing some confusion, but we are fixing it now. We are fixing it. Apologies for that. The speakers on this item, on page 23, item 3, the first speaker is from the Democratic Alliance, Councillor A. Bekte, followed by Councillor Tim Tetwa, DLC, Councillor Pillay, IFP, Councillor Kuala, then ANC, Councillor Klawa, His Worship. In that order, Councillor Pector.
Thank you very much, Chair. Just in starting, it's clear that not everybody supports Liverpool, therefore they would never walk alone. But yeah, let's leave that
You will
at
always
that.
walk alone.
If one go to the matter at hand and look at the audit report, and unfortunately not everybody has the convenience of having it in front of them, the first thing that jumps up is that there are 113 previous items, 113. So you have the audit committee sitting, making recommendations, and then 113 of those have not been heeded. The worst part is 35 of those items are older than 180 days. So it means until this report was compiled, for 6 months, we did absolutely nothing. It says that it's difficult to track electricity meters. Now, in a later discussion, when it comes to the billing, we will actually see how many of these electricity meters are missing, how many are bypassed, and also how much revenue we are losing because of. Which then says that the audit committee says, you know, you've got a lot of adjustments because of these difficulty to track your meters and or replace them, which then directly influences our revenue, because this month we estimate up, the next month we estimate down, and until somebody comes to the door and says, can you help us, or we run out a special debt relief program, it's just pay now and we'll look at it later. We've got 4,268 reconnections delayed more than a month. We're back to those estimations, 4,268. And when it comes to how many meters we got, we're definitely not going to be able to rectify this either. We've got 52 active electricity connections not read over 6 months. 52% of those that we know about, we have not read over 6 months. Let's go to streetlights. Streetlights cost the municipality between 4,000 and 6,000 rand per LED light, depending the wattage, and that's excluding the pole that it's mounted on. Yet when the audit committee went, 75% of the samples they pulled, there was discrepancies between what was in stock and what the inventory said. 75%. That's not small money at 4,000 to 6,000 rand per head. 75% discrepancies that the inventory showed that was there, but it wasn't. Let's go to water meters. The same thing applies. Now, I would really applaud my colleagues here to say that they have not heard of water meters that have been running for extended period of times, either leaking, faulty, cracked, not replaced, no stock, we'll get there tomorrow. And when it comes to your bill, you get disconnected, and then they say you probably tampered, and then they remove it, and then the problem lies on our side because we're just not getting to it. And then overtime. How is it possible that we are paying out more overtime than what people claim? It doesn't make sense. So if you claim, how's it you're paying me more? So if I ask you for 5 hours, you pay me 8. Wonder, in whose pocket does it really go? And then the excessive overtime. It's become common practice for officials to factor in overtime as part of the package. They sit beforehand and work out who's going to be working which weekends, irrespective if there's work, because nobody's got a crystal ball. And then when the time comes and you've actually got a burst that necessitates the overtime, that's when we go and we default on the next one and we say we are working more hours than the legislative requirements. So suddenly we can't work because we've exhausted overtime, we've been paid, but we're paying when it's not necessary. Also, we seem to be having an elation at dropping for the month at least the water losses to just under 53%. And everybody pats each other on the shoulder and say, wow. You know, it's still way above the 10 to 20% benchmark. And then the audit committee says the excessive water losses that you are incurring is not sustainable. It is draining your cash resources because you are only billing 47% of what you are buying. That's why our losses go down, and then that's also why we're losing about, I think it's 60 to 80 million rand a month in interest because we don't have enough money within our investments. And then because of this, your customers get dissatisfied and become, the word is used, disobedient. So they get disobedient to service their bills because the bills are incorrect. You've got two people, elderly people in a flat that barely use anything, and suddenly they landed with a 500,000 rand bill. It's not only that, but can you actually imagine the shock to an older person like that when they are only on a SASSA pension because the municipality has not read, and then you say to them, pay or be disconnected. I've already touched on our cash revenues that are declining, and that's reflected in the loss of interest that we are receiving. The debtors book is at 40 billion. Well, it was at the time of the audit report, which is a couple of months ago. It's now at 41. And then it also says, and this is a good one, because we spoke on this at a previous council meeting, and it says the so spent on capital expenditure was at the end of March only 44%. Now you recall when it came to the closeout report, suddenly we were sitting at 90s and 98%, which we managed to achieve in a mere 2 months. But the fact that we did do a reprioritization of the budget is now also already a matter of record. And then it pulls out again, and that's something that's not only the audit report that says that, but every year we've been told that in the annual report that comes back, and it says, consequence management, it's not been done. There are delays between the time of reporting and the final report from the CIIU, at which time many of those accused have left the employ of the municipality, so they cannot be held responsible. We cannot recover. We cannot find the witnesses.
Time, Speaker.
I was just on a roll. But I think you got the message. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It means, Councillor Mthethwa, you don't have time.
No, I also have my 8 minutes.
Donated.
By who?
Well, the time is per councillor.
The DLC can give you his time.
The DAC and SA will give you that.
We'll take
Thank you very much.
Take the IFP from later.
Councillor Pillay?